Hey guys, weekly wrap 8.0. Welcome. We've got a few really cool topics today, something a little bit different as well. So
absolutely,
we'll be summarising our week, of course, seeing how nutrition and training was going. Adam will be touching on, what are you going on today?
The power list. We've been doing a lot of personal and business development, and one in particular I wanted to sort of cover on was the power list. It's basically putting together 5 critical tasks every day, writing them in your diary, physically crossing them off so you can ingrain habits so that, basically it's part of your subconscious mind.
Oh, nice. And then I'll be going a little bit deeper with a diagram of what happens in your conscious and subconscious mind as well, which just continues on from your subject.
Absolutely. The other thing too is going over a few stats again on diets, because everyone's looking for the quick fix, honestly. It's just something we're going over and over and over again with people. It just comes down to putting in the work and the time, and the results will come. Giving you longevity and not having to get these weight fluctuations or trying to get the quick fix continuously. And the statement Jake and I hate to hear, and we hear all the time, no, but I've eaten well all week.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to weekly wrap number 8. What do you feel about 8th week in a row, mate?
8th week. It actually went really quick.
It's
crazy.
So.
Yeah. Crazy busy weeks. Back at uni this week. Byron last weekend, got through that unscathed. Very happy about that.
Yeah, okay. Did you stick to your 6 beers? Now did you stick to your 6 beers, Joe?
I had my 6 beers.
Okay.
And then I had a couple of extra as well, but
everyone's definition of a couple can be. Yeah, anyway, okay, so you come out unscathed.
Yes.
Fantastic,
and
that's the main thing.
This is because of the amount of surfing I did. I probably did 6 hours of surfing Saturday, had my beers, had my food, and I was hungry. Sunday, surfed again all day, and then come back a little bit lighter than I went away. So, not bad results.
Yep, no, that's really good. Food and training, Jake. What's been happening this week? Let's say that since last time we filmed the weekly wrap, or the last 7 days.
So that was my weekend. Macros stayed the same, so 380 carbs, protein 220, fats are at 80. Consistent all week, and then training has been really good this week. I trained with my mate Dan, smashed chest. And then I trained with Lachlan, my client. He absolutely killed it, just doing shoulders purely for an hour. That was awesome. And then this morning, back in Byers with
Insane.
Yeah, that was a really good session.
Yeah, we popped on at Walk the Talk Legacy. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we always put up our training sessions as well. So we went through, and you definitely know what time we're training based on the Insta stories, but we like to put all that up so you guys, and Facebook Live is a pretty cool one as well.
Yeah.
So if you aren't following us on,
that's good.
you can't hide behind live. But if you are on Facebook, make sure you do follow us at Walk the Talk Legacy. And you'll be able to see the real insight as far as what happens as far as training is concerned. The other thing we're pretty pumped at is Kobe, a good friend of ours, and the boys down at Impact Strength and Fitness. On Nickel and Way there, we just went and signed up with those guys today, and I think just before my birthday, being March 25th, the gym will be open and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, 24th is good to go, so we're signed up, good to go.
Yeah,
looks amazing so far. Big floor space, the setup that they showed us looks awesome.
Yeah, really pumped as far as that's concerned. My training, this morning was great. We did just back and buys, no deadlifts. It was awesome. Training's been on song, and I had my first weekend of not even manipulating macros or even incorporating any alcohol in there at all. I'm sort of really dialing things in now as far as my weekends. And it's nearly time to put the pedal to the metal, so game on. Everything's been perfect. 565 carbs, so it's up there again. I actually dropped weight this check-in as well. Nice. 280 protein and 100 fats. So
and a date for you starting your prep?
31st of March it all begins, so this will all be documented. Jake and I obviously going to be training right the way through. I think we figured out for the whole time from now until the September there'll be only about a week where we can't train together. So
so that's as of 24th pretty much. We'll be training together every morning. 5:30. And that'll be interesting. So trying to mentally prepare for that one.
That's going to be, but new environment, new facility, so really pumped for that.
Looking forward to it.
All right. yeah, Jake and I are really big on business and personal development, and obviously I've been listening to a lot of things from Andy Frisella. He's an incredible businessman and entrepreneur, and I really look up to him and many other dominant figures within the health and fitness industry. And obviously he's got a few tools that he's provided as far as implementation of strategies or getting shit done. And this one basically I thought would really go down well as far as your health and fitness avenues and getting things done and execution. I mean, that's the gunners and doers. There's people that execute and get it done, and there's people that continue to whinge that they want this, they want that, but they're not willing to put in the hard work. So basically I've got myself a smaller diary, and every day what I do is I put in 5 critical tasks. Now, it's not goals, it's 5 actual critical tasks that I need to achieve that day. For me, I use it a lot in business and with everything that's going on and a lot of transitional changes now. But as far as your health and fitness goals, there might be things as far as I must eat 5 meals a day. I must do my cardio in the morning. I mustn't give in to temptation after dinner. Yeah. You know, these things, and there's nothing better than manually writing them down in your diary and crossing them out in the diary there. And what happens, and what the critical or the power list, as Andy Frisella talks about, is that it's all about ingraining habit. And when something becomes habit, it's a part of your ritual, it's a part of your daily routine. You don't have to think about it, and it's very, very easy as far as being able to do. It's like tying your shoes. Do you remember tying? I mean, even though I don't, I don't even know the last time I wore shoes. But anyway, yeah, you don't have to see what's going on down there. But all as far as subconsciously, it's just a part of habit, and it's ingrained in your pattern, and your daily pattern, your weekly pattern of what you do. And yeah, I've just sort of started off with this style, incorporating the power list, and there's nothing more satisfying than being able to put a big fat red line through your critical task list. Yeah. and get things done. And you've got to think over a couple of week period. There's a lot of things or a lot of habits that you can start ingraining. I did think you said around that 60 something days.
Yeah, 67 days.
67 days they say. Again, I mean,
it does vary to every study you look at, but 67 is one of the longer ones, and I think just from experience, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah. So guys, yeah, as far as that, I know Jake's going to follow on as far as that's concerned, but honestly, this is absolutely fantastic, and it's something that I really am going to stick to all year and then some, and I believe it's going to be something that's going to really help you guys as far as your health and fitness goals. And in the end of the day, you might have a macro goal, but it's all about winning from day to day, putting one foot in front of the other each and every single day, and making sure that you're moving closer towards your goal.
Yep. Yeah, cool. So when you do this, is this first thing in the morning, or when you rock up to work? Or
Good question. I always believe it's better to get your power list, or try and get your power list completed like earlier in the morning. So once it's done, I mean, again, everything else is a bonus over and above that. But when you're creating your power list for a certain day, I would advise maybe the night before, sit down when you're close to going to bed, or you're normally watching TV, and give it some thought as far as what you're going to include in the power list. And it's a bit of a self-analysis. When you feel like one of those critical tasks is habit, and it's an ingrained habit where you don't even think about it, you've written it down, you haven't even thought about it, you just do it. Yeah. Well, then now it's time to take one of those critical tasks that's become habit and that's ingrained, and replace it with something new that you think is going to be of benefit.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
All right, so I think Jake's now going to bring out the whiteboard, and we got a pretty cool topic now as far as the conscious and subconscious mind.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I actually come in with this idea without talking to Adam before he had his 5
critical tasks.
Yeah, 5 critical tasks.
Great minds think alike, Jake.
I know. So this actually follows on quite nicely. So what Adam is doing here is basically your 5 critical tasks is happening in the subconscious mind. When you're writing it down, you have to think about it, you're doing it. And over time, so we talked about 67 days, over that time, that stuff that happens in your conscious mind drip feeds into your subconscious, which is where your long-term memories are, where your habits are created, everything like that. So basically repeating the conscious stuff, so all your thoughts, your to-do lists, and then that basically gets filtered through and drip fed into your subconscious mind. So mental toughness, beliefs and habits are all sitting in there, and that stuff is easy, but it's getting it in there that takes a lot of repetition. And they say, he said 66 days and he adds on one just for a bit of luck. So 67 days for that process to happen.
I think the analogy that we use is tying your shoes.
Yeah.
The first few times you do it, you got to think about it. You got to really put. I mean, not even the first few times. I was terrible.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, and then obviously now, I mean, you sit back, you don't even remember doing it.
Yeah.
It's just autopilot. You don't even remember. So obviously, those habits ingrained in the 5 critical task list. If you can get like that, and you can achieve those health and fitness tasks on a daily basis without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's 10 steps forward every single day towards your goal.
Yeah. And relating it to gym as well, I'm just thinking about it now, but when I first started getting up early to get into our sessions, far out, it was hard. And it was this stuff happening. I'm forcing myself to get there. Now I get up and I just do it. I don't think about it. And I believe that's because that's happening. That drip feed effect and the consistency and the habits that have been created. So just thought that'd be cool to just draw that up and sort of try to explain what's happening and how we can create some good habits.
Yeah, fantastic. I think it's great information, Joe.
Awesome.
And the teleporter, we're back. All right, Jake. That was some great information. It's so funny that we're both talking about ingraining habits, and we hadn't even talked to each other about the certain topics yet.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
yeah, that's great. So the next thing, look, we're constantly going over this day in, day out to clients, to friends, to acquaintances, as far as the next quick fix, the next diet, the next phase, the next fad, how to shred, the 7-day shred.
Yeah.
Look, plain and simple, the stats don't lie as far as what happens with people who commence these dieting periods or phases or their New Year's resolutions. I mean, don't even get me started about health and fitness New Year's resolutions with the stats of people who actually complete them. But I think there's around 80 to 85% of people relapse when dieting within 2 years, and about 95% in 3 years. So basically that's just telling you those short-term little quick fixes, plain and simple, they're not going to, you've got to think of a diet or whatever approach you're going to take as something that you can incorporate in your lifestyle for good.
Yeah, definitely. So
plain and simple.
Yeah, as you've said before, we're sick of hearing 10-week challenge, 12-week challenge, like it's not enough.
No.
And once you finish that, then what? Back to where you were?
Yeah.
Without your meal plans?
But look, let's ask you guys this question. How many people have you seen that carry out these challenges and then maintain an unbelievable optimal physique all year round after that?
Yeah.
Again, that's probably 5% of people who actually start ingraining it and take it upon themselves after it to ingrain the habits and make it a healthy lifestyle. But unfortunately, a lot of people after challenges, they've got events on, after an event, they're drinking, they're back to their old habits. And guess what? They're still eating the same amount of low-calorie food and they're 10 to 12 kilos heavier. We see it again and again. So basically, there are no shortcuts, there are no magic pills, there are no quick fixes. It's putting in the work and understanding the results will come. But it's not, you don't all of a sudden transform after, these pictures that you see in social media. And, the majority of people that you see that maintain a respectable physique that you would look at and just go, you know what, that's what I aspire to. I'll guarantee they've put in the hard work and it's taken some time to get them there and keep the weight off. That is the key. So this is where we go down the path once again of why Jake and I have been so successful on the flexible dieting term. It's not, just eat Pop-Tarts, etc., etc. It's understanding the numbers of food, but being able to use different types of meal combinations to suit your liking.
Yeah.
And yes, definitely when it comes down to weekends, over time, that you can have a drink, you can have a good meal with friends, you can feel like you're not missing out whatsoever. Jake and I certainly don't. But we've earned the right to get there because it's been a slow process, but it's been a process where, one, aesthetically, it's been probably the best thing that's ever been introduced to our lives. I mean, I can definitely speak for Jake because of the way he looks, and not only that, I do not ever feel like I'm missing out on any social event or going backwards in any way, shape or form. I can have beers, I can pretty much eat the things that I enjoy within reason, and it's something that I've adopted, that I understand that this is going to be a vital part of what I do for the rest of my life, and I know that this method is something that I can sustain for the rest of my life, and I've got absolutely no problems whatsoever. I've been there, I've done the whole low carb, no carb, Atkins, the list goes on, and unfortunately it's only got so much longevity, and I've had the whole, I mean, Jake's experienced this with me as well, and himself, is the whole rebound, weight fluctuate, like massive weight fluctuations, and it takes a lot of time to undo that.
Yep.
Undo the damage as well. So, any more points on that?
Oh, I've touched on it before, but yeah, you can't take a meal plan on holidays with you. You can't fit in your social events on a meal plan, whereas flexible dieting, you can.
Yeah.
And you need to be educated. We can't just give you a meal plan and then you're sweet.
Yeah.
So it's the education part.
You got to be a realist.
Yeah.
Like, in the end of the day, we've all got events on, we've all got social things on, we all want to live life at the same time, but I mean, everyone wants the best of both worlds. You want to go out and enjoy yourself, but you also want to look good. So this is something that I hands down put my name behind, and Jake as well, as far as this approach, because everyone's taste buds, everyone's lifestyle is different. So understanding flexible dieting, counting proteins, fats and carbs, and the technology is great. It allows us the simplicity.
It's so easy.
So yeah, I really, everyone's just thinks that the magic's going to happen after a 12-week challenge and their body's radically going to change and they're going to be like that for the rest of their life. Well, guess what? Stats show something totally different, unless you're that 5% that actually keep and maintain it. Yep. Whereas you've got to look, the next time you're looking at a dieting approach, you've got to look at that and think that that is something that you've got to adopt for the rest of your life. So if you know that you can be on a keto diet for the rest of your life and not touch any of those other high carbohydrate foods that are going to send you out of ketosis, well, that's fine.
Yep.
If that works for you, but be prepared to do it for the rest of your life. So yeah, that's my little rant as far as diets are concerned, because I hear it again and again, and people, hey, they have 1 week of something goes wrong. Guess what? We've had two and a half solid years now of chronic grinding, and we've metabolically positioned ourselves in a great spot where, whether we're increasing calories, whether we're dropping calories, our body's response is fantastic, and we know what steps we need to take because we're consistent.
Yes.
Patience. That's there's no other. I think one more thing I can add to that: patience. This is another one. I just love this one. Is that people are how come look? I mean, why aren't I progressing as good as I can? Like, I eat well all week. I eat good all week. Like Monday to Friday, I eat good all week. Then you sit them down and ask them what they've had. They've had drinks. They've had burgers. But that's my cheat meal. But that, I can have that on the. I've heard that you can eat as long as it's a 90-20, 90-10 rule or 80-20 rule. Well, guess what? It doesn't work. And when you've got muppets like Jake and I that can, in a 2-hour window, consume up to 7,500 calories. 7,500 calories. Then you've got an issue. And in the end of the day, you start breaking down alcohol, you start breaking down takeaway foods, it all adds up. And guess what? In that one little sitting or that 2-hour window, but you're like, no, but I eat good all the other times, you can make up all the deficit that you've been in depriving yourself all week or been in calorie deficit, and then some. I'm talking about 3 to 4 days worth of calorie consumption in a 2-hour sitting. So if you're serious about progressing within your program and you're on low food, you've got to earn your right to be able to do things like that and be a bit more flexible on the weekends, because guess what? When you're on low food, you can't manipulate from nothing. And Jake and I, even when we were on good calories, we'll put, it doesn't work, the whole strategy like that, and having your full blowouts and having what you want for a certain period of time. Over time, yes, you can be, like, Jake and I are pretty transparent as far as what we do on the weekends with alcohol or food. And again, I'm not missing out at all, and Jake is definitely not. So yeah, you've definitely got to prioritise. I mean, if you're busting your backside day in, day out all week and willing to put in the hard work, but you're binging every weekend, or you're really going to and come on, you guys know if you're going overboard or not. It's a different eating, a decent meal and some steak and chips and some veg until you're nicely full and a beer to
we've done it. We've been there, done it. Just doesn't work. We spend all week trying to get back to where we were, and then make it maybe a little bit.
I reckon a day of progress.
A day of progress.
The moment we capped it or cut it out, as far as the whole 2 hour cheat meal, 2 hour sitting. I mean, guys, there's so many different methods that we can manipulate over time. Absolutely, we teach our clients how to manipulate calories based on alcohol and certain meals and events. That will come. You need to earn it, but in saying that too, you can't always expect, being on such low food for so long, and the whole 80-20 rule, or every weekend eating what you want for a certain period of time, because it all adds up. And in the end of the day, the only person you got to point the finger at is yourself. So this is another reason why we get our clients to do the flexible dieting approach, because we teach them what amount of calories they are actually consuming in that period of time. And you know what? When they have to answer to that tape measure on the Wednesday or the Friday, pending when check-ins are, they will definitely think again, based on their little, but I eat good all week, and I can. It doesn't work. The numbers don't lie, and if you see anyone that you aspire to, or vicariously you're like, yep, that's what I want to look like, I guarantee the 80-20 rule doesn't apply.
Yep, that's it. Well said.
I'm a little bit passionate about that, because I just really want to drill it into you, because I mean, we busted our ass behind this. You might see us sticking around, or having some beers and that, but like, you know what? Jake and I earned that position well and truly over time to be able to do that, and you guys need to as well, if that's the road you want to go down.
The goal is to get clients in that same position, so they can enjoy what we are able to do now.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see I get pretty fired up over that side of things. But like Jake and I are always talking about this, we're helping so many people along the way already. But if this sounds like you, which I know there's probably a few of you that are listening that it does, definitely applies. Please, honestly, if you want to contact us, you can get us on email. It's wttlegacy@gmail.com. You can follow some of our great videos on the YouTube channel. Just search Walk the Talk Legacy. And also, as I said before, like our training programs and our food, like we got so much cool stuff going on social media at the moment. At Walk the Talk Legacy on Instagram, and it's just facebook.com/Walk the Talk Legacy on Facebook as well.
You'll see on our Instagram page too, the amount of meals that we've got on there. Every third post is pretty much meals, and you'll see how different every meal is and how good we're eating as well. Healthy foods, hitting our macros.
It's like, don't think of this like when I said it as well, it just doesn't apply on 80-20. Like, you get freedom and flexibility when you earn it. Like, I think we've eaten the best and as flexible as ever, because our understanding of food's great, and we can really put together some great meal combos. But you've got to earn that position if you're going to do those sorts of things on the weekend. Plain and simple.
Awesome. What's your plan for this week? Training, nutrition?
This week, absolutely nail the next 7 days. It's getting very, very close now, and it's sort of the reality's going to start kicking in. I think especially when when I sit down and have that conversation moving forward as far as my layout for comp prep. So I'm really looking forward to documenting the whole journey, and obviously Jake's going to be here kicking my ass along the way. And I've got my niece's birthday tomorrow, so there's a barbecue. I'm being very selective as far as what I'm going to do with that, and I plan to come back unscathed. What about yourself, mate?
yeah, 100% this week. I've got nothing on. I'm just super pumped for Sunday deadlifts because my brother has almost caught me and I'm fired up. So we'll put a couple snippets up on Instagram and maybe Facebook and stuff as well. But Josh, I'm going to kick your ass Sunday.
It's going to be an hour and a half of deads. Josh, he's been raving about it all day, just going, I can't let him catch me, can't let him catch. So you've obviously fired him up in some way, shape or form. But mate, just keep chasing his tail because he's going to keep going. I like the banter and the competition as well. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed number 8. We're loving delivering this sort of content for you guys because there's so much that happens in a week, but at least we sort of get to summarise a few things and more importantly, you guys get to know a little bit more about us.
Yeah, and if there's any topics you want us to cover as well, just let us know and we'll cover that stuff too if we need to.
And if you're around the sunny coast and you see us around, be sure to say hi and if you've got any questions at all, send it through. We'd love to hear from you. If there's anything at all knowledge-wise that we can do to help, we're here to. This is what we're here for. This is the whole core of Walk the Talk Legacy. So enjoy.
Thanks, guys.